There is no virtue in humility. Central to the liberal ideology that we were all raised with in Western countries is this precept that humility is a central virtue, that by putting yourself down or by presenting yourself as less than, that you can actually increase your status in the perception of others. I mean, it is all just a very fraudulent, very transparently shallow, fake game that's being played. If I say that I'm less than, then I will appear more than to my peers because they will respect my humility. This is the game that the average midwit is playing on a daily basis, that the average person from any class of society is playing in the West. You need to hold your head high, and if someone tells you that you should be more humble, you should spit on that person. This is a serious, I mean, I'm being aggressive here. I'm being extreme because there has to be an extreme response to the assault on the human psyche that is society. If you hold your head high, somebody's going to try to cut it off. And when they try, you should cut theirs off and hold it a little bit higher. Maybe that has to get bleeped out for being on the internet. I don't know. I'm not calling for violence. Figuratively. I'm being figurative here. It is critical for the survival of your soul in this world that you hold your head high. Some people will respond to this by saying, no, actually, humility is an important virtue because it's easy to get high on your own supply and you need to be aware of your limitations, because it's useful, if nothing else, and because it's virtuous to not think more highly of yourself than what you actually are. I agree. It is virtuous to not think more highly of yourself than what you actually are. But that virtue is not in humility for its own sake. That virtue is in understanding. That virtue is in an accurate, truthful perception of reality and of oneself. If I think that I'm the smartest man in the world and I'm really just kind of average, the sense in which that is non-virtuous is not that I'm not being humble for its own sake. It's non-virtuous because it's just wrong. It's non-virtuous because it is out of alignment with truth, with the true nature of reality and of myself. If I actually was the smartest man in the world, it would not be virtuous of me to pretend that I'm not. There are many people, most people in society today, think that it would be. I'm not the smartest man in the world. But when I say that, I want to be clear that I have no interest in appearing humble. I just happen not to be that smart. But there's a lot of people that I am smarter than, and I have no problem saying that. And I have no problem saying that other people are dumb, because it's true. You don't have to shove it in someone's face, but it is critical for our survival that we get past this stupid humility for its own sake thing that everyone has pushed down our throats. If somebody gives you a compliment and it's true, and you have a mature understanding of yourself to know that they're not just gassing you up and it's a genuine compliment and it is true, take it, own it, accept it. More importantly, do not ever, in a serious way, self-deprecate yourself. I mean, humor is humor, but if you are trying to gain status points by giving a front that you think less of yourself than you actually do, how is that any more virtuous? I mean, I find that to be at least as disgusting, and maybe more so because of the culture that we live in, is if you pretend to think less of yourself than you actually do, how is that any better than actually thinking more highly of yourself than you actually are? This self-flagellation, this self-hatred, I don't know if it has become embedded in the Anglo spirit over the last 500 years, or I don't exactly know where it originates, but you don't win more points with Jesus for hating yourself. I don't know if that's what you need to hear. You might win points with your upper middle class, popular, midwit, liberal friends who all secretly despise each other and you. You might win more surface level points with them, but you are actively engaging in the destruction of your own soul by doing so. I think of all the things that I talk about, I mean, this to me is one of the most important. I feel so strongly about it. because I feel that the world is in a constant state of assault against your spirit. And one of their greatest weapons that they can use in the war that they're waging against your spirit is motivating you to attack your own spirit, to degrade your own spirit, to attack yourself. They don't even have to attack you. They get you to do it for you, and you allow them to. It's despicable. Arrogance is a negative thing because it is falsehood. It is not that thinking positively of yourself is bad, thinking negatively of yourself is good. That is unbelievably stupid. You have to hold your head high. It's like, really, your soul, like the survival of your spirit, of what makes life worth living, whatever's left of it, if you have any left, the survival of that spirit hinges on you holding your head high. And somehow you have to find a way to manifest it, like an explosive or vicious counter reaction. You have to punch back against whatever the world throws at you. If the world tries to cut you down, you cannot turn the other cheek. Not in that sense. When Jesus said turn the other cheek, there's a sense in which he was right, and I think he was referring to a specific sense. What modern people have done with that is they have taken it to an extreme and shifted it to mean something that I don't think Jesus ever meant. I don't think he ever meant hate yourself, whip yourself in the back with your words. That is the state of the white Western liberal today. Yeah, if I just hate myself more, that makes me more virtuous. How about no? How about I'm not going to hate myself at all? How about I'm going to keep my chin up? I'm actually going to be proud of my ancestors because they did unbelievable things, more than any other group of people in the world ever in history. And if you ask me to apologize for that, you're going to get slapped in the face. I've discussed this before, but the other important component of this is that every prophecy has the potential to become self-fulfilling. So if you hate yourself, if you believe on some level, if you get to the point where you actually believe that you are worthless, or that you are a person who should be hated, or a person who should be degraded, or deprecated, or brought down, if you get to a place where you believe that, slowly, or even quickly, over time, it will become true. You will become a person who deserves that. If you believe you deserve hate, you will become a person who genuinely does deserve it. You will become a small, sniveling, weak, ugly thing. And the world will manifest hatred toward you because you manifested it toward yourself, and you allowed others to manifest it toward you. Even if it wasn't due in the beginning, it's due now because you became the person. You allowed yourself to become the person they wanted you to be. They told you to hate yourself, so you did. And if you hate yourself long enough, you will become a person who is worthy of hatred. The upside of it, though, the other side of the coin, is that if you do not hate yourself, if you love yourself, as much as that term is kind of loaded, and I'm not talking about blind arrogance, I'm talking about truthful respect, self-dignity. If you have a sense of dignity about yourself, that as well can become a self-fulfilling prophecy where you become more of a person who is worthy of that sense of dignity. That's what you have to seek out.